Hello, everybody. Good evening. I hope you're having a wonderful night. Welcome to day 9 of our West Coast 21 days. My name is Nepal. I'm from San Diego, and it's so nice to be your host tonight, your MC, taking you through, introducing you to everybody. Welcome back. So we're going to get some slides up on the screen. So if you're new, you're going to do this for the first time with us. If you're back after a couple of sessions, you probably know the drill by now. We're going to get our foot soaks ready, which is a bucket with some lukewarm water, some salt in it. And then on the side, you're going to want to prepare a bucket of rinsing water, so just clean water and a towel. So if you haven't done that, please prepare that now. Mine is ready to go right in front of me right now. And after that, we're going to prepare the candle. So just like this, something to hold the candle so you can hold it easily, and then a candle inside, attached on with wax. Cool. So if you're new tonight, or if you would like to review what we covered previously, you can go to the website and watch the recordings that are available to you at any time. So you can always go back, watch this one again, watch previous ones, watch future ones, whenever you like at your convenience, whenever you want to have a nice meditation in the morning or at night. Um, at the end of today's program, we're gonna have a chat all together. So you can either go to a breakout room with a Sahaja Yogi and you can talk to them one-on-one, have a conversation, ask you questions, experience more meditation, or you can stay right here with me and the other presenters, and we'll have a nice Q&A all together, which will be wonderful. Um, and then so outside this course, you can always request a mentor. So go after at the end. I'll give you guys instructions on how to do that. All you have to do is fill out a form that's going to be in the Zoom chat, and that will allow us to know you want a mentor, and then just give us some time, and we will arrange a mentor for you that you can always discuss with, have meditations with, and dive deeper together. So on Sunday, yesterday, we covered the heart chakra, which is for unconditional love. And today we're going to cover the Vishuddhi Chakra, our fifth chakra right here on our throat. And this is the chakra of communication. And the way we've explained it to you today is to watch without reacting. So I'm going to invite our presenters to turn on their cameras right now. What we're going to be doing today is two guided meditations along with two wonderful presenters. A video of Shri Mataji, where she's going to talk to us and explain a couple things. Some beautiful music. And at the very end, a Q&A with everybody, so you guys can all communicate with us and can have a nice conversation. And most importantly, as we always like to remind you, because your soul is not something that can be purchased, is not something that can be sold or accessed through money. It is something you already own, and so Sahaja Yoga is always free. And this is so important to always remember because it really does explain to you just how valuable your soul is and just how important it is to always have access to it and how to grow on it. So I'm going to introduce Shivani here and Andrei to introduce themselves. Shivani, do you want to go first?
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Shivani, and I'm coming to you from Vancouver today. I'm originally from Australia, and I've been meditating for all of my life, and I'm very excited to have a session today with everyone.
Cool. And what do you like to do outside of teaching Sahaja Yoga?
Outside of teaching Sahaja Yoga, I dance, and I'm also a singer, so that takes up most of my time.
Wonderful. Great. And Andrei, you?
Hello, everybody. It's really wonderful to be with you and Nepal and Shivani tonight. We uh, we have been lucky and found Sahaja Yoga many years back in Romania. We've hopped through a few countries until currently we're in the middle of of Canada, in a province that's called Saskatchewan, and we live in Regina, which is the capital, and we are. Yeah, we are delighted to share this with you today.
Beautiful. And what do you like to do outside of teaching Sahaja Yoga?
I would love to do many, many things. I don't get to do too many of them because work is really, really busy. I'm a neonatologist, so I work in neonatal intensive care, and it's a busy life.
Oh,
But I'm looking forward to retirement.
so you're healing the physical body and the soul. Beautiful. Awesome.
Let's see about that.
Well, I'm going to just tell you guys that I personally am a teacher and a filmmaker, and for me, that's all until I see you guys at the very end. It was great to be here to be your MC. I'm going to pass this off to Andre.
So, friends, as Nepal already alluded, Today we're talking about the Vishuddhi Chakra. So this is the fifth chakra, and on the slide you will see a few basics about it. It is our index fingers that inform us a little bit about its state. And we have a center, Vishuddhi, and then a left and a right. And this is maybe the most complex chakra we have. It deals with so many things, physically, emotionally, spiritually, relationally. A few very core ones you see in there. We're on the left. Once we have conquered both guilt as well as the idea that we do have to correct what we have to correct, that's what that combination is really what builds unbreakable self-worth. And on the right, it's about expression mostly. So diplomacy and being able to lead with sweetness and so on. And in the center, there is this combination of collectivity, express, right, feeling that oneness, really feeling it, and that detachment of a yogi, where we can look at the world and smile, almost no matter what. So those are very important things, and this chakra does so many things, from, as I said, from the body to everything else. It's from this chakra also that our brain kind of emerges, and the powers of our brain, or cognitive powers, understanding powers, processing powers, everything that has to do with language. The root is in this chakra as well. Obviously, this is a chakra that's under, well, great strain nowadays. So it's good that we give it a little bit of attention. So we will go ahead to the experimental part. I hope everybody has their foot soak and a candle device. And if we don't, that's fine. If we do have the foot soak, we will start by giving it a few clockwise turns with our right hand. And we can ask, Mother, please give this foot soak the power to absorb negativity and excess heat from our subtle system. And once we do that for a little bit, then we can take a gentle plunge. And now let's raise our Kundalini slowly, deliberately, with our attention on the mother energy and on the desire that we have to get to the spirit, to the pure self. To go higher. And then we will do the bandhan. So this shielding, balancing, left hip to right hip again, not very fast and very deliberate, with respect. Respect for ourselves, respect for the divine power. Great. So we can have the meditation highlighting setup. And we use Shri Mataji's photograph because obviously that is a extraordinarily balancing presence where the good energy, the good vibrations are very much enhanced. So our Vishuddhi Chakra has 16 petals. And the 16 comes from the 4 petals of the Muladhara, of the first chakra, and the 12 petals of the heart. And that's a really deep, deep and essential truth. That when that purity, innocence, and wisdom from the Muladhara, from the first chakra, the eternal child, meets the qualities of the heart chakra, that has to be the background for the Vishuddhi Chakra to be really blossoming. So we will start by putting the right hand towards the Mother Earth, keeping the left hand on our lap. And we will ask a few times inside, Mother, please completely awaken the eternal child within us. Please let divine innocence and wisdom always flow through all our chakras, all our channels. And then we will put the right hand on the heart. And we will completely accept that we are the pure self. It doesn't require any effort, yet is such a big step. Mother, I am the pure self. While we understand that the ultimate nature of the pure self is to be a drop in the infinite ocean of divine love, which is power, which is consciousness, which is truth. But it is love. So now we can move to our left Vishuddhi. So let's turn the head to the right a little bit. And if we can reach our spine is good. Otherwise, we go as far as we can in the corner without straining too hard. And we can think about the center as having the power of electricity, which can burn, which is to be burned, and enlighten, which is to be enlightened, and give power to what is to be given power to. Mother, please completely awaken the power in our left Vishuddhi, the clearing power, the awareness power, the correction power. Please take away all guilt, and because electricity has to do with fire, and the fire, generally speaking, helps with cleansing the left side, this is where the candle comes in. So generally speaking, we can use the candle to go up and down a little bit on the left channel, and that'll help all the chakras, or more specifically, to turn clockwise in front of one of them without burning anything, preferably. But the fire eventually, in the ultimate instance, is really just enhancing what our attention and desire do. So our desire while we do this, going clockwise in front of our left Vishuddhi, is for it to be cleansed, that we acquire that clarity where the qualities of innocence and wisdom spread through our relationships, the clarity where we see what we have to correct inside and we correct it with a smile and without too much fuss and without feeling guilty. And it gives us that light to see the truth and stick to it. And that's a huge one. So we do this for a little bit. And again, we can kind of make this trip up and down a little bit on the left side too. So it's a good way to practice. And obviously we have to be gentle and not take anything too hard. But candle helps on the left side. Okay, very good. So for the right side, you can close the eyes again and put the left hand on our liver. So that's the bottom ribs on the right. And our liver is busy powering our attention. And the more we have the attention outside, the more the poor liver has to work. So to give it a break, we can ask a few times inside, Mother, please cool and stabilize our attention. And we want it stabilized on the pure self. Because when there's too much heat in the liver, it tends to travel upwards. And everything that comes out through our Vishuddhi, it's a little too hot. And then we make a quick stop on the right heart. So just a little higher. The power of the right heart will fulfill our roles in life. And again, we take that a little too seriously or too I do, I am gonna do, and all of that. It comes out a little hot through the right Vishuddhi. So here we can ask a couple of times. Mother, please free us from the illusion of the doer. Don't think too much about it. This will help. Very good. So now we go in the corner. Again, neck and shoulder on the right. Turn the head to the left a little bit. And here we can ask, Mother, please give us natural sweetness and the power of diplomacy. These things are so important, but they have to be natural, not fake. Very good. Now let's put both hands out for half a minute. This feels good. So we will now rinse our feet, and you don't need to worry about what to do with the bowl. Just put it on the side. and we will watch Shri Mataji's video, and you will see that she talks about the important things about Vishuddhi, and a little bit goes through an abbreviated form of the self-realization exercise, and that also fits into the witnessing part very, very well. Just go along, and you'll see how well it works beyond all words. Okay, very good.
I thought you are all realized souls already. How did you get them here? I don't know. Are they afraid of the Albert Hall or what? All right. So I think we can try that again. Just put your hands towards me like. Just take out my shoes. It's all right. You have to take out your shoes, that's all. Now, as I said yesterday, that another simple thing is that you have to forgive yourself. As it is, you know, it's a fashion to feel guilty for everything. I don't know how it has started, but to feel guilty. It's a fashion. Say sorry. Formerly, on the telephone, we used to say, I beg your pardon, all right? Nowadays they say sorry. Sorry for what? So this sorriness is too much. Now don't be sorry for anything here. You shouldn't feel sorry in any way. Don't feel guilty. You have done nothing wrong. Believe me, it's all nonsense that you must have read some novel or might have read some, I don't know what, that you have to feel guilty. You are not sinners by any chance. Take it from me. They are not sinners. It's all just money-making propositions, I think, to say you are all sinners, you give us money, so all your sins will be washed off. I don't know, they also give guarantee card, I am saying. So all these gimmicks, you must understand, it has nothing to do with reality. So just in your heart, you believe me that you are not sinners, not to feel guilty for small things. Our norms are so much that you can feel guilty for anything. Say you spilled coffee, finished. All your life you are bothered that I spilled coffee. I mean, coffee is to be spilled only. I don't understand. So these stupid, nonsensical norms that we have adopted are really responsible for creating this feeling of guilt within us also. Also, all funny ideas you read, the books you read and things you read, because you are on the way of righteousness. You are on the way of reality. So you start saying, oh my God, I did this. I should not have done it. It's all right, forget it. If you have done anything wrong, at that moment only, you should neutralize it. But don't carry the load all your life on your left Vishuddhi. It's a very dangerous thing, because you develop spondylitis. If not that, you can develop angina. So this is a very important center, and don't feel guilty for no fault of yours. So this is another very simple condition. And the third one is, as you forgive yourself for everything, you should forgive others also. Because yesterday I told you, whether you forgive or don't forgive, you don't do anything. But if you don't forgive others, then you are playing into wrong hands. So just say, I forgive everyone, which is very important, because here people believe that how can I forgive? It's very difficult. What is difficult? Nothing. Just have to say, Mother, I forgive everyone. Finished. Once for all you say that, and you'll be surprised, this center will open out. Without these two centers opening up, the Kundalini cannot pierce through. So just help yourself with these two things, just in your heart you have to say. Now in your hands, just see, watch what's happening on your hands. As I told you yesterday, all these fingers are activated when you get your realization of vibrations. Because these are all centers of the sympathetic nervous system endings. And in these centers, what you find is that these are centers on the right hand side are for your physical and mental being. Left hand side are for your emotional being. So you can see these 5 centers, 6 and 7. This is the 7th center, which is here in the head, in the limbic area. So you have these 7 centers, and you start feeling on the 7 centers the vibrations, the divine power, to see that. Now one scientist in Russia, I told you yesterday, has found out through his calculations and mathematical things from my photograph that according to him I am the source of this cosmic energy. I don't know what to say, but whatever it is, you just feel it yourself on your fingertips. Just feel it. A cool breeze or a hot breeze would be coming here. Now, what's this signal? No one knows. All right. Put the right hand like this and put the left hand on top of the fontanelle bone area, through which the Kundalini pierces through. You can bend your head better. And now see for yourself if there's a cool or a hot breeze coming out of your head. If it is hot, nothing to worry. That means some correction is needed, but maybe it might cool down just now. Put your right hand towards me, bend your head, and see with your left hand. Not touch the head, keep it away, and see for yourself. You can move your hand from left to right. If you are not forgiving yourself or others, there will be hot breeze coming in. But it should be cool breeze of the Holy Ghost. So now see for yourself. It's called as Ruh, or is called also as Param Chaitanya. Now put your left hand towards me. Now put down your head and see with your right hand now. Bend your head and see from your right hand. You can raise it, you can move it, and see for yourself if there's a cool or hot breeze coming out of it. Once more, you put your right hand towards me and see with the left hand. All right. Now, please put both your hands towards me and watch me without thinking, just without thinking. You can do it without thinking. Yeah. Now, you can raise your both the hands towards the sky like this. Bend back your head and ask a question. Any one of these questions, 3 questions, ask one of them. 3 times in your heart. 3 times. You can ask, Mother, is this the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost? Second question, is this the all-pervading power of divine love? Third question, is this the Param Chaitanya? Any one of these questions you have to ask only 3 times, that's all. Now take it down. All those who have felt cool or hot breeze on the fingertips or on the palms or out of the fontanelle bone area, please raise all your hands. See now. My God. See all of them. May God bless you. May God bless you. Bless you.
we'll continue to sit in silent meditation. Remembering that we have two main goals. The first being to feel the cool breeze on our fingertips and our palms and on the top of our heads. And the second being to achieve that state of thoughtless awareness. So keeping our attention above the top of our heads, we'll try to remain in that thoughtless awareness state. If any thought comes to mind, just say, I forgive. Once again, if any thoughts come to your mind, just say, I forgive this thought. I forgive. One of the most relevant qualities to our spiritual growth and our evolution within is the ability to be a witness. And what that means is you're able to witness everything around you, the thoughts that go through your mind, your own imbalances, but still be detached and not be bothered by any of it. And every day we're bombarded with thoughts, negativities, and distractions that pull us to the left side or to the right side. And in that ocean of chaos, we have to use our attention as a boat so that we can stand still on that boat and just witness everything and not be bothered by it. So just for a couple of more minutes, we'll just really try, without effort, to just watch our thoughts. And that sounds counterintuitive, but we want to watch it at a distance and they will just fade away. So let's just try that for a moment. For a few minutes, we'll just step back from our thinking process and just witness everything. And we can take our right hand and place it on the top of our heads once again. And with a little bit of pressure, we can massage the area around our fontanelle bone in a clockwise direction. Once again, we can lift our hands a few inches above the top of our heads. And feel that Kundalini energy coming out of our heads as a cool breeze. We can check also with our left hand. We can bring our hands back down. And to conclude the meditation, we'll raise our Kundalinis and take a bandhan, like we did at the beginning of the session. So with our left hand in front of us at the base of our spine, we can wrap our right hand around the left hand whilst raising them both and tying a knot above the top of our heads. And we'll do this 3 times. And we'll take a bandhan. So starting at the left knee, can raise our hand around ourselves and then back 7 times. With full attention. And with that, I will pass this all back to our MC for tonight, which is Nepal.
Thank you, Shivani. Thank you, Andrei. And thank you all for joining us tonight for wonderful meditation. Let me fix my camera real quick. Really is so beautiful. And I could feel really just a sense of calm wash over me. And I really appreciate it today after a long work day. So just a couple announcements before we head to our Q&A. On Wednesday, October 22nd, we're going to move on to our 6th chakra, which is the Agya chakra. Here, we're going to learn how to forgive. I'll read what it says right here for you. This clears a subtle pathway to be connected to the all-pervading power of the divine. And so week 2 is going to be spiritual ascent. Oh, sorry. Okay. Moving on. Sure. Yeah. So week 2 will be spiritual ascent and the chakras, and day 10 will be forgiveness. Okay. So for the remainder of these days, it's going to be Wednesday and Friday at 8 p.m. Pacific LA time. So please join us for these last 2 days this week, where we will do the 6th chakra and then the final 7th chakra integration. Going forward, we have lots of resources for you guys, so please join the WhatsApp group. Here you'll get daily spiritual messages and course reminders, and a link to join the Zoom chat every time we have a session, so you can always just hop right in. And then on the bottom here, you can always go to our website for links to different sessions, recorded sessions, handouts, and lots more. So please, you can scan this QR code and take advantage of all those resources. And you can also join the mentor program. So like I said in the beginning, if you would like a mentor to discuss with outside the program, to ask questions from, to learn from, you can request a mentor. And there should be a form in the chat. So you can fill that out if you like and be assigned a Sahaja Yoga mentor to discuss with whenever you like to work with outside of class. And now, how do we do a Q&A? There's 3 different things you can do here. So first, if you want to go into a breakout room, you can actually just type breakout room help in the chat, and we will send you into a breakout room. Or you can write to the chat Q&A, which will come straight to us, so we can answer all together. And then finally, you can write to the MCs, MC, which is me, and all the presenters together. So let's hop right into this Q&A. Excuse me. All right. Let's see here. Welcome back, Shivani. Welcome back, Andrei. Thank you for a beautiful night.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having me. All right, let's see here. I think we have our first question. How have you experienced the witness state in your daily life? Okay. Andrei, would you like to take this one?
Well, let's just say that it's a progressive process, right? Like in the beginning, the witness, when we started Sahaja Yoga many years back, just the context and everything else, the degree of the depth of the explanations about the chakras and all of that, it wasn't anywhere near this, right? So a lot of it was experienced through a lot of meditation, a big collective meditation. And until that crystallized in this sort of more concept part of it, it takes a moment, right? And at that time, when we talked about the Vishuddhi Chakra and all of that, funnily enough, the witness state wasn't one of the things that was emphasized, but you just notice that things just don't seem to bother you. I mean, this is really the feeling, the experience. You don't really. I remember I wasn't really thinking about it. I was just like, seems to everything to go a little smoother. That's kind of cool. And you know that we were still in medical school at that time, and you know life is busy, but you're still young. There's many things that was happening in Romania. You know the Berlin Wall had just fell, and there were just so many things right at a time of this whirlwind changes of many kinds, and you were a little bit la 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 right at that point in life, but this is one of the things that I experienced is that yeah, you're just not bother as much. Of course, as years go by, right, it becomes a little bit more obvious, and then the conceptual framework also grows on you a little bit, but in the beginning it was pure observational. Like there was the concepts really weren't there that much.
Yeah, thank you. Shivani, is there anything you want to add?
Yeah, just a small example of a scenario in which that witness state kind of clicked in. I remember that there was at some point I was having an argument with someone, and I can't remember what it was about. It was something silly, but it was just like just kept escalating, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I was getting frustrated. But then I felt this finger buzz all of a sudden, and I was like, hang on, is this my right Vishuddhi? Is there some sort of arrogance, some sort of overworking of my Vishuddhi? And I need to just take a step back and just introspect on myself and see, is this really worth getting worked up about? So that's just, I guess, a very simple example of that witness state. In a very like practical real life situation where you're dealing with other people, that was kind of one of those moments that I had where I was like, okay, I'm using the tools that I've got through Sahaja Yoga to kind of introspect and to realize that I'm really wasting my resources and energy on something that is just detrimental to myself. So yeah, that's just a small example to add.
Great, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I think we all after lots of practice get to that point where it's kind of like a light switch. You know, we can just kind of flip that switch when we need it, especially in those tough moments where you can just um, it's like a muscle, you know, the more you work out, the more easy it is to use that muscle. And there will be days when you really need that muscle to be ready for you. So I think practicing lots every day, every morning, every night gives you that chance to use this ability to enter that thoughtless awareness state, that witness state when you really need it. Yeah, thank you both for sharing. So let's see what this next one here is. Can talking too much or talking harshly affect my Vishuddhi chakra in the throat? Shivani, do you want to start us off?
Yeah, that's exactly like what I just said before, the example that I had. Um, Sometimes when you talk too much, where you kind of get lost in your ego, things kind of come out in a harsh way, and that can kind of dampen the vibrations that you feel in your hands because the Vishuddhi is very connected to our hands. Just like all the chakras are connected to different parts of the body, there it isn't just isolated to the throat. The chakras are kind of present on our they are present on our scalp and head and hands and feet and throughout our body. So the Vishuddhi has a lot to do with sensitivity, and using it in an incorrect way can kind of dampen that awareness that you have on your hands because the hands are the Vishuddhi chakra. So, or they kind of through the hands we feel a lot of our imbalances, and it's a tool for us to witness ourselves. So I've personally found that if I get too carried away and I talk too much and I'm not able to get into that witness state, then it's kind of just like they affect each other. So the feeling on the fingertips and the hands kind of gets dampened. Andrei, would you like to add anything to that?
Well, I mean, there is an extraordinarily subtle distinction between a lot and too much, right?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, some of us, just by the nature of their economic existence and social existence, they have to talk a lot. It doesn't mean that you know what is too much, right? Like that's obviously there is some limit, and we will feel it. But I guess where I'm going with this is we are the only ones who can truly decide if we're overdoing anything at the end of the day, right? And we obviously the harsh part is easy uh, because 99.99% of the time we can avoid harshness if our desire is there, right? Even when we have to share relatively, let's just say, unpleasant truths, there's ways to develop that, and though in time we learn that no matter what we do, achieving certain things, it's a two, it's a teamwork. The other side counts as well, and it comes a lot to, as long as we can do whatever we do with a degree of detachment and our full desire that is as sweet as possible.
Mhm.
We also have to, we're human, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think,
At the end of the day, we're a little human, so yeah.
yeah, I think I would flip the question and kind of, instead of being harshness, does that affect the Vishuddhi, or talking too much, does that affect the Vishuddhi? But to kind of flip it and realize that these are the tools that we have, the vibrations that we feel and the tingles that we feel, to be able to tell if we're talking too much or if we're harming our own Vishuddhis through the way that we're talking or the way that we're expressing our feelings or thoughts and emotions to other people or to the world. So yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I think in both my jobs, this one's so, I mean, all our jobs are so boring, but when you're making a movie, if you say the wrong thing, your actor will do the wrong thing. And then when you're a teacher and you have all these kids, and you need them to do a certain thing, if you uh, use a harsh tone, which is very easy to fall into when there's all these kids and some maybe are not doing what they need to do. It's very easy to feel when I'm not saying the thing that I'm saying is not maybe the best way it could be. Maybe I was saying it a bit harshly. It happens, and when it happens, you have to take a step back and realize, oh, okay, this is not going to get what I need done, and it's going to, in fact, make it more difficult.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, since you just mentioned work, I just wanted to add like a small example um, of singing. Sometimes when I sing and when it's just flowing and there's a lot of joy and a lot of, beautiful emotions coming out, I can actually feel that as vibrations on my face and my throat, which is
wow.
really incredible feeling. So yeah, when the love is flowing through the Vishuddhi, you can really feel it.
Oh, I can only imagine. And your voice is so incredible, so it makes sense. It makes sense. There's some vibrations flowing. It makes sense. All right, let's see what the next question is. Today we meditated on collectivity. What does collectivity mean to you, and how does it affect your meditation? Andre?
Oh, this was very, very easy because, as I said, certainly, and most people experience this very, very quickly. When we have a collective meditation is a completely different thing than when we try on our own. And back when we started, it was almost like an extreme example of this because the collective meditation, so Sahaja Yoga was just starting in Romania. It was a hall of a couple hundred people that met twice a week, and it was long. Like people, we sat there for an hour and a half to 2 hours, and a lot of that was just sitting quiet meditation. So when you left there, often you weren't touching the ground. It was just this, you're just floating to the tram station. And then the next day or the day after that, you're at home and you're like, and very, very tough to get anywhere, right? And then you went back to the to with a giant collective and you're like, oh my God, this is so good. So it was just this absolutely dramatic obviousness of what collective does when it comes to spiritual buildup versus our little shoveling at home, right? Like this being said, I don't want to discourage anybody from the shoveling at home because without that, nothing ever stabilizes. Okay, we do have to do that, but it's really the collective part is really inbuilt in Sahaja Yoga. The reason why we can do this as what we do today is because of the collective aspect.
I mean, same with this meditation online, you know. Just because we're not sitting in the same room doesn't mean we're not all supporting each other and pushing each other to have that ascent all together. So, I mean, I could feel it. I could feel the power of being all together right now and how much that was very supportive for me. And it was wonderful. Shivani?
Yeah. So exactly what Andrei and you just said, that the vibrations, you can actually feel them more strong, more powerful when you're in a group setting. And it kind of makes sense. And the Vishuddhi has to do with collectivity as a quality, because this is the instrument that we have to kind of voice everything from within us to the outside world. So it's the bridge that we have between ourselves and everyone around us. And that doesn't just go for the physical, the throat, the Vishuddhi that we have, but it's also in hand gestures. We all talk with our hands, and also our face. So the face is also part of the Vishuddhi Chakra. And we communicate very subtly, even if we don't say any words, through our face expressions. And as we all know, humans are a social species. We have to be with other people and other humans to kind of survive and to thrive. And so in that same way, when it comes to evolution, we all might be evolving at subtly different rates, but on a whole, we have to evolve together. And so when we come together in a group, you can really feel that evolution on your fingertips, which is like really crazy and wonderful to experience. So hopefully everybody's having that experience through the online sessions, but also if you have access to be able to go to a physical program, that might be a really amazing experience for you to be able to feel that evolution literally happening through your fingertips and through your sasra.
It's the best experience, absolutely. I see only one more question. And the question is, what experiences have you had that have helped you understand and integrate the qualities of the Vishuddhi into your life? So it's kind of a complex question. Um, what experiences have you had that helped you integrate the Vishuddhi and the power of it into your life? And we can all sit back, think for a second, what do we want to say? What's the best example in your life?
Well, I'll go first here. Give you guys a moment for the real stuff. When you are in a complex working environment, the difference that it makes with this combination of diplomacy, not feeling guilty, understanding that nobody's perfect, we're all kind of one. We have to function together. Even when kind of brought down one notch from the purely spiritual level to the worldly level, and being able to understand all these parts all in the same time makes it that sometimes there's you witness, as I said, a very complex environment with lots of people with many roles, and there's lots of little bickering and conflicts and all of this, and in time it just so happens that you're never involved into any of them. Everybody considers you their friend, and that is absolutely priceless. There is, you can't buy that, and you can't really force it or make it happen. It just happens because of how these powers, as well as the consciousness of it, the awareness of them, works together. And once it's kind of stable enough, it's just awesomely cool. And you're able, just as I said, to navigate these knots of human relationships and some degree of conflict and all of this, and you're still everybody's friend.
Yeah.
And I'm talking dozens and dozens and dozens of people.
Oh, that's beautiful. Shivani?
Oh, and this didn't happen overnight, okay?
Yeah, no, I feel like personally the developing my Vishuddhi Chakra has really enhanced my capacity to enjoy because, being around other people and being able to communicate without even worrying about, without even thinking, oh, how am I going to say this? How am I going to say that? So that this person doesn't, you don't have to think about anything. It's like, as long as your Vishuddhi is balanced, automatically just the right things come out of your mouth. And you're like, oh, okay, well, I was able to create relationships with people so spontaneously just through the way that I was talking. And I really didn't have to work at all with no mental effort at all. It was just, everything just flows. And so that quality of the Vishuddhi, when the Vishuddhi is developed, and obviously we all sometimes slip a little bit here, slip a little bit there, but as long as we like continue to clear out our chakras and make sure that we're in balance, then that beautiful, spontaneous, joyful relationships that Andrei just spoke about, that it's just spontaneous. You just start to see that your communication just becomes so much smoother and easier when you're in balance. And that creates a much greater capacity to enjoy people around you and for you to be enjoyable to other people. And yeah, it's just beautiful.
Yeah, I think the only thing I can really add to this is that I kind of break the Vishuddhi up into three categories in my heart and in my mind. It's how sweet you are to the collective around you, to the people around you, and how much you're able to bring them together and to raise everyone up with your love and with how sweet you are to them. And then to your individual people, to your family, and how much you can open their hearts. And then to yourself, how much can you really be sweet to yourself and be kind to yourself. And I think once you do all those and try to put the effort into doing those things, I think all the magical things that you guys are talking about just happen so naturally. And I think that's a wonderful place to end the questions. But is there anything either of you want to add to this conversation about the Vishuddhi? Maybe your experience about the meditation, anything at all?
Yeah, I mean, just as you touched on that, like self, being kind to yourself, that which Mataji mentioned, and she emphasized a lot, that there's nothing to be guilty about. And so often we get into this, these mindsets of like, oh, I shouldn't have done this, I shouldn't have said that, and whatever source of this guilt that comes into us. It really helps to just, instead of being sucked into this like guilt feeling, just to remind yourself in your meditation that no, if I've made mistakes, I'm going to face it. I know what the mistakes are and I won't repeat them. And then when you surrender it, that's like, I feel like for me personally, when I surrender any of these feelings of guilt, that witness state and that fullest awareness state kind of, it just becomes much easier to get into. It's kind of like, it's just like a little switch where when you acknowledge, okay, I'm not perfect, I made this mistake, but I'm not guilty. It's done, it's over. I forgive myself and I forgive these thoughts. And I'm just going to enjoy the thoughtless awareness state. It's really great. It's a really great trick. So next time you're meditating, just really just let go of it, surrender everything, and you'll feel it. You'll see that your Kundalini will come up much more easily, and you'll have a great meditation.
Yeah, in a sense, you liberate yourself of all those random bags you're carrying around for no reason.
Exactly.
Exactly. Andrei, is there anything else you want to add on?
Well, I was gonna say that, if we define some of the core power of the Vishuddhi to realize that, that what we see, it's an illusion, and also that we are all one. In fact, physics teaches us the same thing. If you go to the nature of reality, even physical reality, it is mostly void, and it's the same void everywhere, right? This is actually mostly void. In fact, the colossal majority of this is void. It doesn't appear like that, but that physics tells us that this is made of molecules and atoms, and they're mostly void. They really, really are. And it's all one big void filled with a little bit of something, and yet it looks like this. we are all one, and it's all an illusion.
Okay, well, I hope you all had a wonderful meditation today and enjoyed these wonderful presenters. And I hope you're feeling a little more light, a little more collective, and a little more sweet. Wishing you all a wonderful night. Hope to see you on Wednesday and Friday. And yeah, goodbye and see you soon.
Goodbye. Thank you, friends.
Good
Thank you.
night.